Okay, time for yet another update. Um, I've got the Realistic 500, Lab 500 rather, running again. Um, Working on cleaning some records. I had to tape together a couple cases, and these are some of the old record sleeves. Some weren't too bad. The main problem is the paper just breaks down and starts flaking off. It makes a big mess. A lot of the ones, the corners were bent and mangled, and they're just not worth messing with. So I ended up getting, everything's kind of a mess right now. I ended up getting some plastic sleeves to slide the records in, and that seems to be working pretty well. Also, I had some problems with static electricity, so I did the same to the other one. Piece of aluminum foil wrapped around the rubber mat, and it presses up against the aluminum platter, hoping to ground out some of that static electricity. But anyway, here's my amp. I had to move it into this little dinky stand. I'm trying to find a proper turntable stand, but a nice wood one from the 40s, 50s, 60s. Haven't been able to find one yet, so that's temporary. And for now, the turntable's on top because this thing is massive. To get it going, I had some problems with it that I ended up having to take the bottom off and grease some of the sliding mechanism, and I had to spray all the control pots with deoxit, or a knockoff version of deoxit, I suppose, just electrical contact cleaner. But it works now, and I've got a record on here. So let me go ahead and hit start. And it spins up. And the arm automatically moves over. Now look at that. That's pretty cool. Well, I've got it fed through a mess of wires, which are, I don't know if you can see it, various mess of wires going into the amplifier. And I have it set up so my cell phone can still feed audio by flicking the selector switch on the amp. Right now it's set to magnetic phonograph, so we'll switch it to tuner. And I already have my phone set up down here. It's on Pandora, and there's a wire that runs into the input on the bottom. I've also got a charger. So it sits here and plays music, and it runs down the battery. But I have it running into here. I can turn it up and play it. And the record's still going, so I just switch right back to that. So it's pretty nifty. I mean, I've got one more input left, crystal phono, which I don't really know what that is, I guess. But whenever I do get a proper turntable stand, I'm going to put the turntable on the top of the stand. The amplifier will go, hopefully the stand will have a shelf, and the amplifier will go on the shelf underneath the turntable, and under that should be storage for LPs, which I don't have a lot, but I've got a few. And then on top of the radio, I'm going to put another old tabletop radio, or speaker rather. I'm going to put the tabletop radio on top of the speaker, and then I'll feed that into the amp, maybe. I'll probably just run it as is. And then my little setup should be more or less done. Unless I happen to find a better phonograph at some point. Or turntable, I guess the words are interchangeable. But as it sits, the the Lab 500 seems to work pretty well, and it's in okay shape after cleaning it up. And this corner down here is messed up, and the cover is scratched up, but it's not too bad. I'm going to polish that out. I cleaned up all the switches, all the fake veneer, cleaned up pretty nice. Put a new needle in it. I need to polish the platter because there's a few spots of oxidation, but it's not bad. But anyway, the Lab 500 is supposed to be a good turntable, so it should serve me well until I find something superior enough to swap it out. But as it sits, it's not too bad. So let me close this and go ahead and turn that off. Look at that, isn't that cool? It's automatic. Ooh. I'm easily amused. Okay. Well. That's it.